sufficiently for the permaban. I'm not going to ban you for that, Sam. It's fine. And then you changed hastily to making grilled cheese. No! No! You guys are mean! Stop it! Okay, well, we're going to accept this decision to condemn Blinkhorn. Detective Sherlock Holmes is on the case, indeed. And only 5% of people did this. But 67% of them made the same choice. My personality rank right now is impartial. The justice must be served. Because, yeah, apparently though that's not the real solution. But I went over that during the mute yourself phase, so I'm not going to reiterate why, or what, or whatever. But anyway, that to me makes the best sense. Today you were chided for making noise because you were emptying the dishwasher on request. Can't win.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room.
Poor
I've
Watson.
just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Now, I don't remember this case. Well, look, we got to keep the silver knife. I thought we could keep the gold knife, but apparently not. No escape from the London police. Yep, and then Mycroft's complaint. We should probably go have a look at our other mail. I wonder what that first letter is that he never opens. Murder at the Roman Baths, a colossal scandal in high society. The well-known and remarkable archaeologist, the pride of our nation, Sir Rodney Bentcliffe, has been found murdered. The crime took place at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane, the location of the archaeologist's most recent research. But what is most truly shocking is that the murder of Sir Rodney was at the hand of his former friend and partner Percival Blinkhorn. The death sentence is the only possible punishment for this breed of villain. Okay, so what do we need to do for this? Holmes receives an urgent late-night summons from Inspector Lestrade. Something is wrong at Abbey Grange. Appears to be a case of murder.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Which table? This one? Ah. When is it not murder with Holmes? I mean, yeah, this is true. So, I mean, sometimes he has to also investigate the case of stolen jewellery, that kind of thing.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
E.B.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Brackenstall coat of arms.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Abbey Grange, Marsham, Kent. 3:30 a.m. My dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it, but I beg you not to lose an instant. It is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. What? That's all very cryptic. My green screen is misbehaving? Yeah, I know, the lighting's off again. I'm going to have to keep fiddling with it. It's because I've got this new ring light, and that's helping to keep a bit more of the harsher shadows off my face from the light above me. But it has changed the colour balance again. I'll work it out. The trouble is I can only ever work out that as it gets later and the ambient light outside gets less, so whatever's in the house gets less, and then that's when the green screen gets darker and it starts to get a little bit flippery sometimes.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace...
Yeah, this is a good idea.
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to be in the basement.
Interesting morning.
What is Sherlock wearing? Clogs? Oh, good old-fashioned heel shoes, like any true gentleman would wear. So we'll get the intro to this, and then I think we'll be closing out the stream for the night, because we're practically all the way through.
Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise a right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
So yeah, that's where husbands get banished when they annoy their wives too much. Go to the cellar. Or the basement, or whatever. Ugh.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Lord Ramsay Bolton.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Yeah, Lestrade, you're in the way. I want to...
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Brigham Brackenstall, huh?
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Oh, that guy's totally a werewolf. Look at him.
Lord George Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
A baron?
The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Yes. They do like their black as well. Should have called them Blackenstalls.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Alright, alright. The morning room's not that way, I take it, Lestrade. You could say left or right.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
That's a shiny apple you've got there,
sorry
love.
for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you
Jesus.
that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Yeah. Ow. Very fresh bruises and a slightly bloodshot eye still. What else was that? Very pale cheeks. So she's very British. Gold brooch, kangaroo and something Australian origins. A very elegant dress. The wedding ring. It looks like a bruise on the back of the hand as well. An old one. Yeah, it's not a happy marriage.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector
Yeah, she's got
Lestrade all
blood
that
on the
happened.
cuff.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and, oh God,
Please, go on.
as I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
I think I might leave this question until we've had a chance to look around. She's saying that she got that from the intruders. If we can find something that counteracts that, we can ask her about that. Because the only thing we've got is fresh bruises, right? She could tell us a lie. She might have got these as self-defense wounds against a drunken husband. But I'm not going to ask that right now.
Your ladyship?
I mean, the old bruises on the hand, though, are more relevant. This she could very well have got during a fight in the night. The one on the hand, on the other hand, yeah, might not be. You know what? I think we'll have to think about that one. We can also inspect the dining room. We can always come back to her and ask her about it. What have we got here? She still had the golden pendant, so the theft of the silver is not relevant. This is true. They would have taken that jewellery. Definitely. Family business booming, the Randall gang is back on the street. Just happens to be in the paper. It's almost like, oh, I can blame killing my husband on them, because look, they're right there in the paper this morning. Everybody knows about these scoundrels. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls as they are known, made their reappearance by way of brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthier homes in Sydenham. Sydenham? I don't know that place. The police are already on their trail, however. The details of the crime are being kept confidential, including the name of the victim. A witness was able to provide a precise description of all three men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile on the family of delinquents. We would take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about the highly dangerous band and to provide a full description as it is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of three, a father and his two sons. The elder, Jack Randall, in his 40s, already greyed hair, average height and build. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. The first son, William Randall, tall, broad-shouldered, and a small, disproportionate head. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, a weaker constitution, skinny as a rake. The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for the exceptionally brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert, and may your valuables stay safe. That's it, yeah. So if they tied her to a chair, they probably would have taken a lot more than jewellery. Especially if they've knocked out the only other person, knocked out, killed the only other person there. They could take their time tossing the place. Why steal just silverware? And it gives her a scapegoat. No, it's too simple. Question Teresa. Oh, we will always question Teresa.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
She be lying.
A trapper's hut.
A picture of her
This photograph of Lady
and
Brackenstall
Teresa.
and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
10 to 1, the description in the Times is a fake. That's how you prove she's lying. Always look behind the pictures. Rock of Gibraltar, Adelaide. 1893. I'm pretty sure that the Rock of Gibraltar and Adelaide are not in the same place. I think Adelaide's down in Australia. The Rock of Gibraltar is attached to Spain. But okay. I mean, it was in quotation marks as well. And that wasn't the rock. That's the docks. The docks are some distance away, because I've been there, I know. The Rock of Gibraltar is a ship name. It could very well be, yeah. Could be the name of the boat, yeah. You don't have to click the text so it registers. Oh, I think I might have to. Yes, sorry. You're right.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Yeah, okay, there we go. We'll just take that and put that back. She'll never know it's gone. Shh. She's missing silverware already. They'll think the burglars took this picture as well.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Let's get a good look at her first. So, wrinkles. It's rude to point that out. There's a speck of blood there, look. Working hands. And a handkerchief with a vinegar smell. Probably for the resuscitation. And a coffee stain. Or maybe that's what's on her cuff as well. New idea, she's part of the Randall gang. Could be pancake syrup. Oh, it could be. Yes, it could be pancake day. Nice.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down
Now
by
we
the
want
lodge.
pancakes. Pancakes and
I
cheese.
thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Got a very Australian accent. So yeah. Not local, both of them, clearly. Well then. And the only other thing we can do is inspect the body. We'll come back and talk to her about the unhappy marriage a bit later. A bit rude for now to be going at her with that. Bear!
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Talk to Lestrade. I don't think you really can.
The body is still in the
He just gives you a little nudge telling you where to go. Alright, let's case the room. What have we
Hunter's
got?
cabin.
Another hunter's cabin? Interesting.
A hunting scene.
Hunting scenes. These guys like their hunting. Look at this. Damn.
A trapper's hut.
The trapper's hut.
A trapper's hut.
Who's this fine lady? Don't think I can view that one.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Mm-hmm.
A fur trader's cabin.
Okay. So there's the poker that he was used to crack him over the
That
head.
must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow.
Good point as well. No other injuries, maybe. But the wife said he fought with them. Barefoot.
He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
And she said he was carrying his stick.
Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
There's blood on the fireplace grate.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Or there was a splatter. Why would you ever talk to Lestrade? He's kind of damn useless. Oh, this is true. I mean, if he was any kind of inspector, he'd be the one doing the inspecting right about now. Let's have a look. What have we got? Glasses. A decanter with 3...
Chateau
and a wine bottle.
Chalon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
We've got French wine.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle. An inseparable pair indeed.
So are we to believe, therefore, that this criminal gang of former pirates cracked this guy's head open, stole some silverware after tying the missus to the dining room chair, and then decanted themselves a nice bottle of French wine? Not just, you know, pop the cork and... Yep. Too low to be splatter unless the husband was on the floor already. That's true. Look at you using your CSI experience from watching that TV series. Even better, they are the Randall gang. That is not what I wanted. It's not time for a Christmas giveaway. I should probably remove that from my soundboard. Oh my god. Well, you have to let it breathe. They are burglars, not monsters. This is true, yeah.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
So it was decanted.
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
Interesting. So one of them wasn't decanted and the other two were.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
Well then, mysterious indeed. And we've got all kinds of broken
A hunting
shit.
scene.
One wine bottle
A
missing.
bottle of wine is missing here.
So that's the one that they were drinking.
These wine bottles are expensive, and mostly from France.
All of them are.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Along with every other valuable in here. And besides, if everyone played Cluedo, we all know the candlestick is the murder weapon. Usually always is.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Maybe they too
The
wanted to make
criminals
their
did
own
not thoroughly
Mithratic blade.
ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
And this is the chair she was tied to. Looks like the curtain rope was used.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me. This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Interesting. Yes, Toby! He's the right breed of dog as well. He's a bloodhound, right? And he did say the best nose in the British Empire. Next to Sherlock's, of course. Look at that magnificent nose.
The death was instant.
It was indeed. Right then. Well, we're a little bit past time that we need to close out. So we've got to...